Hey everybody, this is Perch. Got a letter here from or email, I guess to be technologically savvy. Got an email here responding to a video I did a while back. Somebody had wrote in asking basically for advice. They have a comic book. They had followed some of the bad people, and some people were harassing them. And what was funny about that is when I did that video, I was positive that people would bitch, that people would be really frustrated about that. And weirdly, both both quote unquote sides seemed to do okay with that video. It was weird. There was a couple shrill people, but by and large, especially it's always the people who want to post what you say. Purge, try and get along. Also, purge, fight with each other. It's fun. This kind of inventing quote stuff that to me it's just the least intelligent do. It's crap. I've got a couple of, but by and large, people agree. My basic advice was, look, there's a couple of people who are trying to make trouble. The best thing you can do is put out your comics, show your cards. Basically, say, here's two people. They are, emailing, direct marketing. It's the shine the light in the darkness approach. You'll still have some people who will abandon you, but quite bluntly, the people who get swayed by that were never going to buy your book in the first place. So shine a light on it, expose it, and just say, look, I'm not here to be in a silly culture war fight, between two dumb sides. I'm here to put out a comic. Best thing you can do. But here's a little bit of additional advice or context from somebody else. It says, hey, Perch, I just listened to your video on navigating a sticky situation. Sounds sexual, but yeah. I had the same worries as the writer, which is why I have two Twitters. There are some CG people I like, plenty I don't, and my own worry is sooner or later, if I want to go more mainstream, I'll be forced to pick a side. And unlike what the CG dudes say, I would absolutely like to write for Marvel or DC someday, but honestly, I just want to start out telling my own stories. My big worry looking ahead is that I feel incentivized to stay in the margins. Either go CG and never sell above 5K copies if lucky, or grind through the indie scheme, risk losing money on a book, and so on. Or even just not getting paid at all by a small publisher because, quote, that's how it is. That scam is still going on, by the way. The scam of, hey, this will be good for you to get exposure. So we're not going to pay you. Always get paid. Anyone who's telling you that is looking for free labor, bluntly. There is a big difference. Years and years ago, Mark Miller ran a contest. And the contest was basically, send in cover art, we'll print a couple of them. And what was weird about that is that, a bunch of the usual suspects, Bleeding Cool being one of them, jumped all over that. Mark Miller's trying to get you to give art for free, and it became this multi-article kind of campaign. But in the years that have followed, I think that's fair game. It was a contest. It was a cover. I mean, a little bit of a different story. These other companies are getting full interior art done and saying, no, this is good exposure. That's hiring you for a job. That's not a contest where you send in fan art. Sending in fan art and getting it published was going on during Comic Book Resources, not the website, but the old one. The comic book weekly newsletter, the Wizard magazine used to do those. That's old school. But anyway, I think there's a major difference, and the fact that those two got kind of blended up together is crap. But anyway, it says, okay, but I will tell my own stories in comics or else through prose. But every day I look ahead, the more I agree with you that creators should really have a career outside of comics and do comics on the side, which sucks to put it that way. I appreciate the advice in that video. It really does suck to be in a place where you have to worry about whether someone will comb through your Twitter to see if you ever liked a J.K. Rowling tweet. I think many small creators have these fears. Just insane. And that's the mail. It is the time. It is the time we live in where that is the sport of combing through somebody's Twitter to see if somebody liked, Hogwarts. What is it? It's not the Hogwarts Express. Hogwarts Legacy, whatever. The J.K. Rowling game. That in this game, they actually deny both vaccines and trans people. It's true. There's missions where you go out there and you Expelliarmus the trans out of people. That's how it works. That's what's in. No, that's not what's in the game. Okay. But it's a fashionable cause. If you were around in 2012, there was Coney. Coney was it's stupid. It ended in the founder of Coney being naked on a corner in San Diego on something. I don't know if it was ever figured out. Did he have a mental breakdown? There was certainly some drugs involved. At any rate, it became a very fashionable cause to get involved in. And the funny thing was, most of the people who got involved in the cause didn't know what it was. So we'll do a little test for you. We'll see. You can, if you know what Coney 2012, don't go cheat. But, throw it in the comments below if you remember what Coney 2012 was. But when that thing happened, I remember us talking with my wife, Mumbles, and I was saying, this is a horrible precedent because it's taking a cause, maybe a legitimate cause, maybe not, and it's turning it into something fashionable. And that's going to have bad consequences. There's going to be more and more and more of these things. And I think the increase in attention on Twitter, the fact that now you have, and really it's this kind of symbiotic relationship of news sites who are, publishing articles based on tweets, like that dumbass one about fans being outraged over no Marvel's trailer during the Super Bowl. It's filled with tweets. You look at Bleeding Cool. You look at Comics Beat. You'll notice a lot of those, those articles, those news headlines, the stuff that gets written is written off tweets. Creators upset about something. Paste. Got my article done. Pay me my 62 cents. I mean, that's what journalism is in a lot of cases now. And I don't care whether you're, somebody like a Heidi McDonald who turns a blind eye to things if they don't affect her, like the whole Warren Ellis situation, or if you're Rich Johnston, who is just a scumbag or whatever. But when you go down that path, it all leads to the same place. And because that is where we're at as a culture right now, then yeah, people go through your tweets to see, is there anything here that I can be mad about? Is there anything that connects to the current outrage of the day? Did you once make a joke about Harry Potter? You must be a J.K. Rowling fan, transphobe, hater, Nazi. I'm going to throw that in there too. That's the level of discourse. That's the level of things people are at. So again, the only solution to that is simply, make your book. Make your book to the best of your ability. Try not to get involved in the rest. Try and avoid it as much as you can. Don't ignore the temptation. And I see this happen a lot where, you say, I'm not getting in this fight. Basically, this is a dumb fight. And people are like, oh, you don't be a coward. You got to get in the fight. If you're not in the fight, you're a coward. That kind of stuff is, that's the dumbest. That literally goes back to grade school and the idea of like, hey, stick your tongue on the freezing pole. It'll be fun. It'll be, if you were a man, you'd do it. That's where we're at. So, you just got to try and focus on what matters to you, which is that book. As I said the other video, you can drive yourself nuts trying to be on the right side. Be on the side that's fun and rewarding to you. If CG is fun and rewarding to you, go nuts. If being on the whatever the other side, I don't even know what they call themselves. They're the comic pro side, whatever. If being on that side makes you happy, then more power to you. That's all you got to do. The rest is nonsense. I find the whole thing is it's ridiculously pointless. I see who's that? Andrew Fargo. Anyway, a little name. But here's a guy who on a regular basis will post the FCG out of nowhere. Like nothing is going on. People are talking about, is Rihanna pregnant? And suddenly here comes a tweet, FCG. Like, just a reminder, like, what are you doing? Why are you poking that bear? The answer is because there's nothing else to promote. There's nothing else. A lot of the somebody posted a meme of the Velma show, and they went to one particular YouTuber and they posted the screen captures from the thumbnails on the Velma show, and it's like walking into madness. There were 20 thumbnails there, and the person's like admitted, like, there are a lot more. I just couldn't fit them all on the screen. And the thumbnails are all just batshit crazy, I guess, videos. And you understand to some extent why people do it, because people click on it, but it's they can't save Velma. Bad news for Velma. Velma sinks lower. She can't stand it. Warner lies about Velma. This looks like shit. That one, I like the directness of that one, at least. Velma got even worse. Mindy admits the truth about Velma. Velma creator goes silent. They won't stop. These people are sick. Velma creator gets wrecked. Velma keeps getting worse. Like, good God. What? How is there that? Velma was an awful cartoon. How is there that much material on Velma? I felt the same way with the Amber Heard stuff. Like, how many videos and commentaries do we need to say, hey, this lady appears to be as crazy as crazy as the people around her, and is playing a victim, and it seems to have worked to some extent in Hollywood. Like, how many thousands of hours do you need on that? People search around for the thing to get caught up in. I guess it's entertainment. It's entertainment. What the newest one? I don't know if it's the newest. People seem to be over it now. Maybe I got a lot of mail on it, and then it went away. Is this Eliza Blue or something like that? She said she was a human trafficking survivor, but she got a video pulled that showed her in a video. I look. I don't know. Maybe it's also I'm just getting older and these things seem dumber. Look, if you have a comic, put it out. Focus on that. It's the best. That's the best thing to do. And the rest is noise. And noise can overwhelm you if you let it. So, thanks for listening.